I'm standing in my brother's backyard, watching my 12-year-old daughter Lily walk toward him with a gift she spent half a year creating. And I have no idea that in the next 60 seconds, my entire life is about to explode. The evening started like any family gathering. String lights overhead. The smell of grilled meat mixing with autumn leaves. My brother Marcus just turned 28, and my parents insisted we all come celebrate. Marcus, who's never held a job longer than 3 months. Marcus, who still lives in their basement. Marcus, who somehow convinced everyone he's just figuring things out. But tonight isn't about Marcus. Not really. Tonight is about Lily. For 6 months, I watched her disappear into her room after school. I'd find paint under her fingernails, fabric swatches hidden in her backpack. She was working on something special, something she wouldn't let me see. "It's a surprise, Mom," she'd say, her eyes bright with excitement. "I'm a software engineer. I make good money, $158,000 a year at TechCore Solutions. And I've been funneling chunks of that salary to my family for years. Rent for my parents, car payments for Marcus, emergency loans that never get paid back. I kept a spreadsheet once, $73,000 over 4 years. Then I deleted it because seeing the number made me physically sick. But right now, watching Lily approach Marcus with that wrapped box clutched in her trembling hands, none of that matters. She's wearing the blue dress we bought together last month. Her hair is pulled back with the butterfly clips she loves. She looks so small standing there in front of Marcus, who's sprawled in a lawn chair like he's holding court. "Uncle Marcus," Lily says, her voice soft, "I made this for you. For your birthday." Marcus doesn't even look at her properly. He's drunk. I can tell by the glassy look in his eyes, the way he's slumped in that chair. He takes the box without a word and tears into the wrapping paper like it's garbage. My heart starts pounding because I can see what's inside now. A leather jacket. Not store-bought. Hand-painted. Custom designed. The back has this incredible phoenix rising from flames, all done in metallic gold and crimson. The sleeves have musical notes flowing down them because Marcus used to play guitar when we were kids. The collar has tiny stars because he used to say he'd be famous one day. Every detail screaming love. 6 months of my daughter's time. Her heart poured onto leather. Marcus holds it up for exactly 3 seconds. Then he laughs. Not a polite chuckle. A full, cruel laugh that cuts through the evening air and makes everyone go quiet. "What is this?" he says, his words slurring. "Did you get this from a thrift store? This looks like something a homeless person would wear." The backyard goes silent. 20 relatives. All watching. Nobody says a word. Lily's face crumbles. "I painted it," she whispers. "It took me 6 months. I thought you'd like this." Marcus interrupts, standing up now, wobbling slightly. "This is trash. Absolute garbage." Then he does something I'll never forget. He throws it. The jacket flies through the air in a perfect arc, and I'm already moving, already running, but I'm too far away. It lands directly in the fire pit. Flames catch the leather immediately, and within seconds, 6 months of my daughter's love is burning. Lily screams and lunges forward. "No." I'm running, but she's closer. Her small hand reaches into the fire pit, trying to save what's already lost. Her forearm hits the metal rim of the pit, and I hear the sound. That sizzle. That horrible, unmistakable sound of flesh meeting hot metal. She pulls back, cradling her arm, and I reach her just as she starts to sob. Not from pain. From heartbreak. The burn on her forearm is already blistering. Angry red skin that I know will scar. And my brother? Marcus just sits back down in his lawn chair and takes another sip of his beer. "Drama queen," he mutters. That's when something inside me breaks. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just a quiet snap, like a wire pulled too tight for too long finally giving way. And I make a decision that will tear my entire family apart. The emergency room lights are too bright. Everything is too bright. Too loud. Too real. Lily sits on the examination table, her arm wrapped in a temporary bandage the triage nurse applied. She hasn't stopped crying, but it's quiet now. Just tears running down her face while she stares at nothing. I'm standing beside her, my hand on her shoulder, and I'm trying to keep my voice steady when I talk to Dr. Peterson. He's maybe 55, gray at the temples, And he's examining Lily's burn with the kind of careful attention that makes my throat tight. Second-degree burn, he says, measuring the damage. The blistering extends about 4 inches along the inner forearm. How exactly did this happen? He's looking at me when he asks. Not Lily. Me. Before I can answer, Lily speaks up, her voice small and broken. My uncle threw my art project in a fire. I tried to get it out. Dr. Peterson's jaw tightens. He sets down his instruments and pulls up a stool, sitting so he's eye level with both of us. I need to explain something, he says, his tone shifting to something more serious. When a child is injured due to reckless adult behavior, I'm what's called a mandatory reporter. That means I'm legally required to contact Child Protective Services and the police. My stomach drops. The authorities? Yes. I will be making those calls. They'll want to speak with you both. Lily's good hand finds mine and grips tight. My uncle didn't mean to hurt me, she whispers, and I want to scream because even now, even burned and traumatized, she's trying to protect him. Intent doesn't matter, Dr. Peterson says gently. What matters is that you were hurt, and it could have been prevented. My phone starts buzzing in my pocket. I pull it out, and the screen is lit up with notifications. 16 missed calls. 31 text messages. All from the family group chat. I open it and the messages are exactly what I expected. Mom. Where did you take Lily? We need to talk about this. Dad. Elena, answer your phone. You're overreacting. Marcus. She barely touched the fire. Stop being so dramatic. Mom. You embarrassed us in front of everyone. Get back here now. I scroll through them while Dr. Peterson cleans Lily's wound, applying some kind of gel that makes her wince. Then I see the one from my father that makes everything crystallize. Dad. You're embarrassing this family. Apologize to your brother and come back. Apologize. To Marcus. For taking my burned daughter to the hospital. I stare at those words until they blur. And something fundamental shifts inside me. Not the snap from earlier. This is quieter. This is me finally seeing clearly after 39 years of fog. Dr. Peterson is explaining wound care, saying something about keeping it dry and watching for infection, but I'm not really listening anymore. I'm opening my banking app. I navigate to transaction history and start scrolling. 3 years of transfers line up on the screen like evidence at a crime scene. Marcus's recording studio fund, $18,000. He quit after 2 months. Marcus's car repair, $6,500. He totaled it drunk driving 3 weeks later. Marcus's investment opportunity, $12,000. It was a pyramid scheme. Parents' rent, $2,100 every single month for 4 years. Parents' utilities, $450 every month. Parents' emergency medical bills, $8,000. They went on a cruise 2 weeks later. $73,000. I screenshot everything. Every transaction. Every date. Every amount. My finger moves automatically, saving each image to my photo library, then forwarding them to my personal email. The one that's not connected to any family member. Then I open the family group chat and attach 2 screenshots. My last pay stub showing my salary, and a breakdown of every dollar I've given them over the past 4 years. My thumbs hover over the keyboard and I type. The police are on their way. The ATM is permanently closed. You're on your own. Send. I watch the blue check marks appear, showing everyone has read it. Then I do something I should have done years ago. I mute the chat. Block my mother's number. Block my father's number. Block Marcus's number. The phone stops buzzing. Lily looks at me with wide eyes. Mom? What did you do? Something I should have done a long time ago. And for the first time in years my voice sounds steady. There's a knock on the exam room door 15 minutes later. A woman in slacks and a blazer steps in, holding a tablet. Behind her is a uniformed police officer, young enough to be my nephew, with kind eyes and a notebook. Miss Torres, the woman says. I'm Rebecca Chun from Child Protective Services. This is Officer Davidson. We need to ask you some questions about tonight. I stand up, still holding Lily's hand. I'll tell you everything. And I do. I tell them about the birthday party, about Lily working on the jacket for 6 months, About Marcus throwing it into the fire while drunk. About Lily lunging after it and burning her arm. About my family telling me I was overreacting while my daughter stood there with blistering skin. Every detail spills out in chronological order, the way I'd organize data at work. Clean. Precise. Undeniable. Officer Davidson writes it all down, his pen moving steadily across the page. Rebecca's face remains carefully neutral, but I see her glance at Lily's bandaged arm more than once. "We'll need to speak with your brother," Officer Davidson says. "And your parents. Can you provide their contact information?" I give them everything. Names. Numbers. Addresses. The location where the party is probably still happening, because I doubt Marcus's birthday celebration stopped just because I left with my injured daughter. My phone buzzes again. Not from the family group chat, I muted that. This is a voicemail from a number I don't recognize. I put it on speaker without thinking. Elena. My mother's voice fills the exam room. She must have borrowed someone's phone. "I don't know what you think you're accomplishing with this little tantrum, but you need to stop. Marcus made a mistake. People make mistakes. That's what family does. We forgive. We move on. We don't run to police like we're strangers." There's a pause and I can hear her breathing. "Everything we've done for you. Every sacrifice. And this is how you repay us? By humiliating us? By abandoning us when we need you most." The voicemail ends. Rebecca looks at me. "Would you like me to save that recording?" "I already saved everything," I tell her. Every text. Every transaction. Every voicemail. 4 years of documentation. Officer Davidson stops writing and looks up. "That's very thorough." "I'm a software engineer," I say simply. "Documentation is what I do." Rebecca makes a note on her tablet. "Miss Torres, I need you to understand what happens next. We'll be opening an investigation into this incident. We'll interview your brother, your parents, and any witnesses who were at the party. Depending on what we find, there may be charges filed." Charges? Lily speaks up for the first time since they arrived. "Against Uncle Marcus?" "Potentially," Rebecca says gently. "What happened to you was serious, Lily. Adults have a responsibility to keep children safe. Your uncle failed that responsibility, and your grandparents failed it too by not getting you immediate medical attention." Lily processes this, her eyes wide. Then she nods slowly. Officer Davidson closes his notebook. "Miss Torres, I want to commend you for doing the right thing. I know this isn't easy, these are your family members. But your daughter's safety comes first." After they leave, I sit down hard in the plastic chair beside the examination table. My hands are shaking now, adrenaline finally catching up with me. Lily reaches over with her good hand and squeezes my fingers. "Mom? Can we go home now?" Home. Not back to the party. Not back to explain or apologize or smooth things over. Home. "Yes, baby," I tell her. "We can go home." Dr. Peterson comes back in with discharge papers and a prescription for pain medication. He shows me how to change the bandages, explains the signs of infection to watch for, and gives me a referral for a burn specialist. "She'll need therapy too," he says quietly when Lily isn't listening. "Not just for the burn. For the trauma. What she witnessed tonight. That's going to stay with her." I take the therapist's card and add it to the growing stack of papers in my purse. We're in the car 15 minutes later, driving away from the hospital, and Lily is quiet in the back seat. Too quiet. "Mom," she finally says. "Are we in trouble?" "No, baby. We're not in trouble. We did the right thing." But as I say it, my phone starts buzzing again. Different numbers this time. Extended family. Aunts and uncles and cousins, all crawling out of the woodwork now that word has spread. I silence the phone and keep driving, because I meant what I said in that text message. The ATM is closed, and it's never opening again. Sunday morning arrives too early. I'm sitting at the kitchen table with my second cup of coffee, watching Lily sleep through the baby monitor I set up in her room last night. She's restless, shifting every few minutes, probably dreaming about fire. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. I almost don't answer, but something makes me pick up. Elena. My father's voice. Not his own phone. I blocked that number. "It's Dad. I know who you are. Marcus is in jail. We need $5,000 for bail. Behind him, I hear my mother's theatrical sobbing. The kind that's performed for an audience with just the right pitch of desperation. Do you hear your mother? Dad continues. She's falling apart. This is killing her. I take a sip of coffee. It's gone cold. Elena? Are you there? Yes. So you'll help? We can meet you at the bail bonds place in an hour. Your mother needs to see Marcus home where he belongs. The entitlement in his voice is staggering. Like last night never happened. Like Lily's burn isn't still wrapped in gauze down the hall. I disconnect without saying another word. The phone rings again immediately. Unknown number. I silence it and watch the screen light up for more times before it stops. 20 minutes later, my Ring doorbell camera sends an alert. I pull up the app on my phone and there they are. My parents standing on my front porch like they have every right to be there. My mother is crying. Real tears this time, or at least real enough for the neighbors to see. She's wearing black like she's in mourning, and my father keeps putting his arm around her shoulders in a way that looks rehearsed. I watch them through my phone screen. She rings the doorbell 3 times. Then she starts talking, her voice carrying across the lawn. My own daughter won't even answer the door. Won't help her baby brother. I raised her better than this. A jogger slows down to look. Mr. Chun from next door comes out to check his mailbox even though it's Sunday and there's no mail delivery. They stay for 45 minutes. My mother alternates between crying and calling my name. My father tries the doorknob twice. At one point, Mom sits down on the porch steps and puts her face in her hands, shoulders shaking with sobs. It's Mr. Chun who finally calls the police. I see him on his phone, gesturing toward my house, his face set in concerned lines. The patrol car pulls up 12 minutes later. My father spots it first and touches Mom's shoulder. She stands up slowly, wiping her eyes, and they walk to their car with dignity. Like they're the victims here. Like they're just concerned parents who got turned away. They're gone before the officer reaches my door. I open it when he knocks, showing him the Ring footage, explaining the situation from last night. He takes notes and gives me an incident report number. If they come back, he says, call us immediately. This is harassment. After he leaves, I find Lily standing at the top of the stairs in her pajamas, her bandaged arm cradled against her chest. Were those Grandma and Grandpa? Yes. What did they want? Money. She processes this, then walks down the stairs and sits beside me on the couch. We don't say anything for a long time. Just sit there together in the quiet. My phone buzzes with a text from my father an hour later. You did this. We're going to be homeless. I set the phone face down on the coffee table. Lily looks up at me, her eyes too old for 12. Mom? Did we do something wrong? No, baby. We did exactly what we needed to do. But as I say it, I'm thinking about that spreadsheet I deleted. $73,000. 4 years of funding a family that never appreciated it. Never valued it. Never even acknowledged it. I was never helping. I was enabling. And that stops now. That afternoon, I call Dr. Sarah Martinez. Her receptionist fits Lily in for an emergency appointment on Tuesday. I take it and mark it in my calendar with the same efficiency I use for work meetings. Tuesday comes. Lily spends 50 minutes in Dr. Martinez's office while I sit in the waiting room, scrolling through increasingly desperate messages from relatives I haven't heard from in years. When Lily emerges, her eyes are red. Same time next week, Dr. Martinez says gently, handing me paperwork. In the car, Lily is quiet. We're halfway home when she finally speaks. Did I do something wrong? With the jacket. My hands tighten on the steering wheel. What? No, absolutely not. Then why did he hate it so much? I pull into a parking lot and put the car in park. Turn to face her. Because he's broken inside. Broken people break things. That's not your fault. She nods, but I can tell she doesn't believe me yet. Wednesday brings Aunt Victoria. I don't recognize the Texas number, so I answer thinking it might be work-related. Elena, honey. Her voice drips with false concern. Your mother called me. She's devastated. I'm sure she is. Now, I know there's been some family drama, but family takes care of family. Your parents raised you. They sacrificed so much. And Marcus, well, he's just going through a rough patch. We all need help sometimes. The speech sounds rehearsed. I can hear my mother's words coming out of Victoria's mouth. I'm protecting my daughter. This conversation is over. I hang up before she can respond. Thursday brings Uncle Raymond. Friday brings Cousin Jessica. Saturday brings Aunt Linda. They all say basically the same thing, just with slightly different words. They're flying monkeys, I realize. Sent by my parents to wear me down through sheer volume. I block each number after the first sentence. Then Friday afternoon changes everything. I'm at work debugging code in my office at TechCore when my cell rings. The caller ID shows a local law firm. Ms. Torres? This is Jennifer Walsh from Walsh & Associates. I understand you're dealing with a difficult family situation. My guard goes up immediately. Who told you that? The hospital gave me your name. I specialize in family law and restraining orders. I'd like to help you pro bono. Why? Because I've seen cases like yours before. Family members who use guilt and obligation as weapons. Who drain your resources and then blame you when you try to protect yourself. And because what happened to your daughter made me angry. Something in her voice makes me trust her. Or maybe I'm just desperate. What would you need from me? Everything you've documented. Every text, every email, every voicemail. Every bank transaction. We're going to build a legal wall around you and Lily that your family can't climb over. I sent her the files that afternoon. All 73 pages of documentation. Her response comes back within an hour. This is more than enough. We're filing for a comprehensive restraining order tomorrow. Emergency hearing scheduled for Tuesday. That same evening, I'm helping Lily with her homework when she suddenly speaks up. Mom? Why do Grandma and Grandpa need money so much if you've been giving it to them for so long? It's such an obvious question that I'm stunned I never asked it myself. That's a very good question, baby. That night, after Lily goes to bed, I do something I should have done years ago. I start investigating. My parents claim they need $2,100 every month for rent. But I pull up the county property records, and their apartment building shows market rate units at $1,400. I call the rental office pretending to inquire about vacancies. Oh, for a 2-bedroom, the woman says cheerfully. Those are $1,350 a month. $750 of pure profit. Every single month. For 4 years. That's $36,000. I pull up my mother's Facebook. She's careful about privacy settings, but I'm still connected. I scroll back through 4 years of posts. Mediterranean cruise, March 2022. New furniture set, June 2022. Weekend in Vegas, October 2022. New car for my father, January 2023. Another cruise, May 2023. Kitchen renovation, August 2023. None of this matches the story they've been telling me. The story of struggling parents barely making ends meet, who need their successful daughter to keep them afloat. They've been lying. For 4 years. And I've been paying for their lifestyle. I screenshot everything. Every vacation photo. Every purchase. Every lie wrapped in a Facebook post. Then I send it all to Jennifer Walsh with a single message. They've been scamming me the entire time. Her response comes back immediately. This is beautiful. This shows pattern and intent. See you in court Tuesday. Monday brings a security system installation. Cameras at every entrance. Motion sensors. A panic button by my bed. The technician shows me how to access everything from my phone. You'll get alerts for any movement, he explains. You can review footage going back 30 days. I think about my parents showing up on my porch. About Marcus drunk and angry. About all the ways this could escalate. Thank you, I tell him. That night I can't sleep. I lie in bed with my phone next to me, watching the security camera feeds. Nothing happens. But I can't shake the feeling that I'm waiting for something. Tuesday morning arrives with gray skies and cold rain. The kind of day that feels ominous. Jennifer meets me at the courthouse. She's maybe 45, sharp blazer, sharper eyes. Ready? She asks. I look at Lily beside me, her bandaged arm hidden under a long sleeve. Ready. The courtroom smells like old wood and tension. Judge Patricia Morrison is in her 60s, gray hair pulled back, reading glasses perched on her nose. She's reviewing the evidence packet Jennifer submitted. Videos of the birthday party. Hospital reports with photos of Lily's burn. Transcripts of voicemails. The financial documentation showing 4 years of transfers. My parents sit across the aisle with a public defender who looks fresh out of law school. Marcus appears via video screen from county jail, orange jumpsuit stark against white walls. He looks different, smaller somehow. The arrogance is still there, but it's dimmed. Mr. and Mrs. Torres, Judge Morrison says without looking up. I've reviewed the Child Protective Services report. It indicates that your son's actions constituted child endangerment, and that you, as adults present, failed to intervene or seek immediate medical attention for the minor. My mother starts to speak, but the public defender touches her arm. She ignores him. Your Honor, we're her parents. Elena is overreacting to a simple accident. Marcus didn't mean any harm. That jacket was practically. Mrs. Torres. The judge's voice cuts through the courtroom like a knife. Your son threw a child's handmade gift into a fire. When that child attempted to retrieve it, she sustained second-degree burns requiring emergency medical treatment. Your response was to tell her to stop making a scene. Is that your testimony? My mother's mouth opens and closes. Beside her, my father stares at his hands. Judge Morrison looks at the video screen where Marcus sits. Mr. Torres, you were arrested for violating bail conditions by appearing at your sister's residence at 2 a.m, intoxicated and threatening to burn down her house. Do you dispute these facts? Marcus shrugs. I was drunk. People say stupid stuff when they're drunk. People say what they mean when they're drunk, Judge Morrison responds. They just lose the filter that usually stops them from saying it. She picks up another document. I'm also reviewing financial records showing a pattern of exploitation. Ms. Torres transferred $73,000 to her family over 4 years, including rental assistance that significantly exceeded actual rental costs. Mr. and Mrs. Torres, did you misrepresent your financial needs to your daughter? My mother's face goes pale. We were struggling. With Mediterranean cruises, kitchen renovations, new vehicles. Judge Morrison's eyebrow raises. These are documented in social media posts during the same periods you claimed financial hardship. The public defender looks like he wants to disappear. Your Honor, Jennifer stands. We're requesting a comprehensive restraining order protecting both Ms. Torres and her minor daughter. The evidence shows a pattern of financial exploitation, emotional manipulation, and direct physical harm to a child. The family has attempted contact multiple times despite being asked to cease. We believe continued contact poses a risk to my client and her daughter's well-being. Judge Morrison removes her reading glasses. I'm issuing a restraining order valid for 5 years. The defendants are prohibited from any contact with Ms. Torres or her daughter. That includes phone calls, emails, text messages, social media contact, or third-party communication. They must maintain a distance of at least 500 feet from Ms. Torres's residence, her daughter's school, and her workplace. Relief washes through me like a wave. Additionally, Judge Morrison continues, I'm ordering the defendants to repay Ms. Torres the sum of $36,000, the amount fraudulently obtained through misrepresentation of rental costs. Payment plan to be determined by separate hearing. My mother gasps, we don't have that kind of money. Then you shouldn't have taken it under false pretenses. Judge Morrison's voice is ice. Mr. Marcus Torres, your case will proceed separately. The prosecutor has indicated they'll be seeking the maximum sentence given the circumstances involving a minor. The gavel comes down with a sharp crack. Outside the courthouse, rain is still falling. Jennifer walks me to my car, holding an umbrella over both of us. That went better than I expected, she says. Will they actually pay the money back? Eventually. The court will garnish wages if necessary. But Elena. She looks at me seriously. This isn't over. They're going to be angry. Very angry. You need to be vigilant. I nod, feeling the weight of those words. In the car, Lily is quiet. I let her be. She's processed enough for one day. We're almost home when she finally speaks. Mom? Did we win? I think about that question. About what winning means. We protected ourselves, I tell her. That's what matters. That night I update all my passwords, change the locks on my house, set up automatic payments for Lily's therapy sessions, and I sleep better than I have in weeks, because for the first time in 4 years, I'm not waiting for the next emergency, the next demand, the next crisis that somehow always requires my money to solve. The ATM is closed. The vault is locked. And I'm finally free. 3 weeks of peace. That's all I get. 3 weeks of Lily actually sleeping through the night. 3 weeks of my phone staying quiet. 3 weeks of feeling like maybe, just maybe, this is really over. Then Tuesday arrives. I'm at work when my cell rings. The caller ID shows Lily's school. My heart immediately drops. Ms. Torres? This is Principal Anderson. There's been an incident involving Lily. She's safe, but we need you to come to the school immediately. I'm in my car before he finishes the sentence. The drive to Meadowbrook Middle School takes 12 minutes. Feels like 12 hours. Principal Anderson meets me at the front office. He's maybe 50, graying beard, wearing a concerned expression that makes my stomach turn. What happened? Lily's grandmother showed up during lunch period. She approached Lily in the cafeteria. My blood runs cold. That's a violation of the restraining order. We're aware. We've already called the police. But Ms. Torres, there's something else you should know. He leads me to his office. Lily is sitting on the couch, her arms wrapped around herself. She looks small. Scared. I immediately go to her, pulling her into a hug. What did she say to you? Lily's voice is muffled against my shoulder. She said you were poisoning me against the family. That I need to tell the judge the truth about what really happened. That Uncle Marcus didn't do anything wrong and I'm lying to get attention. I feel rage bloom in my chest. Hot and immediate. And she gave me this. Lily pulls a folded piece of paper from her pocket. I open it. It's a letter. Handwritten in my mother's distinctive script. Lily, your mother is sick. She's turning you against people who love you. Your uncle made a mistake, but we all make mistakes. Don't you make mistakes in school sometimes? Should you be punished forever for them? Family forgives. Family doesn't abandon each other. If you really love your grandparents and your uncle, you'll tell the truth to the judge. You'll admit that you exaggerated what happened. You'll fix this. We're counting on you. Love, Grandma. I read it twice. Then I take a photo of it and immediately send it to Jennifer Walsh. Her response comes back within seconds. Holy shit. This is witness tampering. This is a felony. Forward this to police immediately. Officer Davidson arrives at the school 20 minutes later. The same young officer from the hospital. He reads the letter, his expression darkening. This is witness intimidation, he says. Combined with violating the restraining order, your mother is looking at serious charges. Good. I say, and I mean it. That afternoon, I install a GPS tracker on Lily's backpack. Jennifer arranges for the school to implement new security protocols. Lily can only be picked up by me, or by pre-approved individuals whose IDs are verified. I don't want to go back to school, Lily says that night at dinner. She's pushing food around her plate, not eating. Baby, you're safe there now. They're protecting you. But what if she comes back? What if Uncle Marcus gets out and comes to school? I have no good answer for that. Dr. Martinez fits us in for an emergency therapy session the next day. Lily spends an hour in her office while I sit in the waiting room, answering increasingly frantic messages from Jennifer about court dates and protective measures. When Lily emerges, Dr. Martinez asks to speak with me privately. Elena, Lily is regressing. The progress we made is unraveling. She's having nightmares again. Anxiety attacks. She's developing hypervigilance. Constantly checking over her shoulder, jumping at sudden noises. This contact from her grandmother has re-traumatized her. What do I do? Keep doing what you're doing. Protect her. Maintain boundaries. But understand that healing isn't linear. This is going to take time. That night, I find Lily sitting in her closet again. Just like she did the night Marcus came to our house. Hiding among shoes and hanging clothes. I sit beside her in the small space. Want to tell me what you're feeling? Scared, she whispers. What if Grandma convinces the judge I'm lying? What if Uncle Marcus doesn't go to jail? What if they come back? They're not coming back. I promise you. You can't promise that. And she's right. I can't. Friday brings news that my mother has been arrested for violating the restraining order and witness tampering. Bail set at $10,000. I don't feel victorious. I just feel tired. Saturday, my doorbell rings at 7 a.m. I check the Ring camera and see a process server. I open the door cautiously. Elena Torres? Yes. He hands me an envelope. You've been served. I open it right there on the porch. It's a lawsuit. My parents are suing me for grandparents' rights, claiming I'm alienating them from their granddaughter without cause. I stand there in my retriche continua pajamas, staring at the paperwork, and I actually laugh. It's a bitter, exhausted sound that surprises even me. They're suing me. After everything. After the burn. After the threats. After violating the restraining order. They're actually suing me for the right to see Lily. I call Jennifer before I even go back inside. She answers on the second ring. Please tell me you're not calling with more bad news. They're suing for grandparents' rights. There's a long pause. Then Jennifer laughs too. Oh, they've made a huge mistake. What do you mean? Elena, they have a restraining order against them. Your mother was just arrested for witness tampering. Your brother is awaiting trial for assault. They have zero legal ground to stand on. This lawsuit is going to get thrown out so fast it'll make their heads spin. So why file it? Harassment. They're trying to exhaust you. Make you give up. Make you think it's easier to just let them back in than to keep fighting. I look through my front window at Lily's bicycle in the driveway. At the chalk drawing she made on the sidewalk last week. At the life we're trying to build without them. They don't know me very well, do they? No, Jennifer says. They really don't. The lawsuit gets dismissed in exactly the way Jennifer predicted. Judge Morrison takes one look at the filing, reviews the existing restraining order and pending criminal charges, and denies the petition without even scheduling a hearing. Frivolous and filed in bad faith, her written decision states. The plaintiffs have demonstrated through their actions that contact with the minor would be detrimental to her well-being. But the victory feels hollow because Lily is getting worse, not better. She stops drawing entirely. Her art supplies sit untouched in the corner of her room. She picks at her food. She has nightmares 3-4 times a week. I hear her crying through the walls, whimpering about fires and grandmothers, and people who say they love you but hurt you anyway. Dr. Martinez increases their sessions to twice a week. She's dealing with complex trauma. The therapist explains. Not just from the burn, but from having her sense of family safety shattered. Children need to believe that adults will protect them. Lily learned that the adults in her life either hurt her or stood by while she was hurt. Except me, I say quietly. Except you. You're her safe person now. Her only safe person. That's a lot of weight for one parent to carry. She's right. I feel it every day. The weight of being everything Lily needs while simultaneously fighting off the people who should have been helping me raise her. Work becomes my escape. I throw myself into projects, staying late, volunteering for complex assignments. My boss notices. Elena? Can we talk? I follow him into his office expecting, I don't know, a warning about my distraction maybe. Instead he says, I'm promoting you to senior engineering lead. $30,000 salary increase. You've earned it. $188,000 a year. Money that used to disappear into my family's pockets. Money that now stays with us. Thank you, I manage. Are you okay? He asks, his expression concerned. You've seemed stressed lately. I almost laugh. Stressed. That's one word for it. Family stuff, I say. It's handled. But it's not handled. Not really. Because that night at 11:47 p.m., my security system triggers an alert. Motion detected, backyard. I grab my phone and pull up the camera feed. Someone is in my yard. The motion sensor lights flick on, flooding the space with harsh white light. My father stands there, frozen like a deer. He's carrying something. A gas can. My hands shake as I dial 911. There's an intruder in my backyard. He's carrying what looks like gasoline. The dispatcher's voice is urgent. Are you and your family safe inside? Yes. We're upstairs. Doors are locked. Officers are 2 minutes away. Stay on the line with me. I watch my father on the camera feed. He looks around, realizes he's been caught on video, and then, incredibly, he looks directly at the camera and mouths something. I can't hear him, but I can read his lips. I'm sorry. Then he sets down the gas can and walks away. disappearing into the darkness beyond my fence line. The police arrive 90 seconds later. They find the gas can right where my father left it. Full. Unopened. He was really going to do it, Officer Davidson says, his face grim. He's become familiar with my case by now. He was going to burn your house down. But he didn't, I point out. Intent is enough. Attempted arson. Plus another violation of the restraining order. Miss Torres, your father is going to jail. They arrest him at his apartment 2 hours later. I watch the news report on my phone while sitting on Lily's bedroom floor, keeping guard while she finally sleeps. My father. The man who taught me to ride a bike. Who came to my college graduation. Who walked me through my divorce and told me everything would be okay. That man was going to burn down my house with me and Lily inside. Jennifer calls at 8 a.m. Both your parents are now in custody. Your brother takes a plea deal next week. Elena, this is almost over. It doesn't feel over. I know. But legally, you've won. They can't touch you anymore. I hang up and look at Lily, awake now, sitting up in bed with shadows under her eyes. Mom? I heard you on the phone. What happened? And I have to decide right then how much truth a 12-year-old can handle. Your grandfather tried to hurt us. But he's been arrested. We're safe. Are we? She asks. Are we really safe? I wish I could promise her yes. But after everything we've been through, I won't lie to her. We're as safe as I can make us, I say instead. And I'm going to keep fighting to keep us that way. She nods and reaches for my hand. We sit there together in the morning light. Two survivors in a house that almost burned, holding on to each other because we're all we have left. Marcus's trial happens on a cold Thursday in March. 6 months after the birthday party that changed everything. Jennifer offered to come with me, but I told her I needed to do this alone. Lily stays home with Mrs. Chun from next door. A grandmother figure who stepped in where my own parents failed. The courtroom is smaller than I expected. More intimate. Marcus sits at the defendant's table in a suit that doesn't fit right, looking like a child playing dress-up. The prosecutor is a woman named Amanda Rivera. Sharp-eyed and no-nonsense. She lays out the case methodically. The video footage from the birthday party. The hospital records showing Lily's burn. The testimony from Dr. Peterson. The doorbell camera footage of Marcus threatening to burn down my house. Marcus's attorney tries to paint it as a series of unfortunate misunderstandings. An accident followed by poor judgment while intoxicated. But then they call Lily to testify. I didn't want this. I fought against it. But the prosecutor explained that sometimes the jury needs to see the victim. Needs to understand the real human cost. Lily walks to the witness stand in a blue dress, her scarred arm visible. She's required to show it. Evidence. She takes the oath with a steady voice that makes my heart ache. The prosecutor is gentle. Lily, can you tell us about the jacket you made for your uncle? And Lily does. She describes the 6 months of work. The careful research into Marcus's favorite things. The hours of painting, the mistakes she had to redo. The pride she felt when it was finally finished. I thought he'd love it, she says softly. I thought it would make him happy. And what happened when you gave it to him? He threw it in the fire. Her voice doesn't waver. Then I tried to get it out and I got burned. Can you show the jury your arm? Lily holds up her forearm. The scar is permanent. A reminder she'll carry for the rest of her life. I see two jurors wipe their eyes. Marcus's attorney cross-examines, trying to suggest that Lily exaggerated, that children can be dramatic, that maybe the burn wasn't as serious as claimed. Lily looks him dead in the eye. I have a scar that will never go away from something my uncle did while drunk at a party. That's not dramatic. That's just what happened. The courtroom goes quiet. When the defense rests, I'm called to testify. I explain the financial abuse. The $73,000. The lies about rental costs. The pattern of exploitation that lasted 4 years. And when your daughter was injured, what did your parents say? The prosecutor asks. They told her to stop making a scene. They told me I was embarrassing the family by taking her to the hospital. I see the jury taking notes. The verdict comes back after 3 hours of deliberation. Guilty on all counts. Assault. Child endangerment. Making terroristic threats. Judge Morrison sentences him to 2 years in state prison, followed by 3 years probation. Mr. Torres, she says, looking at Marcus directly, you had every advantage. A family that supported you financially. A sister who gave you tens of thousands of dollars. And you repaid that by harming a child and threatening violence. I hope you use this time to become a better person. But frankly, I'm not optimistic. The gavel comes down. I watch them lead Marcus away in handcuffs and I feel nothing. Not satisfaction. Not vindication. Just emptiness where a brother used to be. Outside the courthouse, Lily is waiting with Mrs. Chun. When she sees me, she runs over. Did he go to jail? Yes, baby. He did. She processes this, then nods. Good. We walk to the car together and I realize that this is what closure looks like. Not dramatic. Not satisfying. Just the quiet ending of a chapter that should have ended a long time ago. That night, I find Lily in her room with her art supplies out for the first time in months. What are you drawing? She shows me. It's a phoenix rising from flames, wings spread wide. It's us, she says. We're the phoenix. And for the first time in 6 months, I allow myself to believe that maybe, just maybe, we're going to be okay. 1 year later, I'm standing in my kitchen watching Lily teach Mrs. Chun how to use fabric paint. The afternoon sun streams through the windows, and there's music playing. Something upbeat and hopeful. Lily is 13 now. Taller. More confident. The scar on her arm has faded to a thin pink line that she doesn't hide anymore. Like this, Mrs. Chun, she demonstrates, her brush moving across denim with practiced ease. You have to let each layer dry before adding the next. Mrs. Chun nods, concentrating hard, her tongue poking out slightly. She's become the grandmother Lily deserves. The one who shows up for school plays and art shows. The one who brings soup when we're sick and celebrates our victories without expecting anything in return. My phone buzzes. A text from Jennifer. Your parents' restitution payment came through. $36,000 deposited to your account. They'll be making monthly payments for the next 5 years to cover the rest. I stare at that message trying to feel something. But the money doesn't matter anymore. It never really did. What mattered was the principle. The acknowledgement. The proof that I wasn't crazy, wasn't ungrateful, wasn't the bad daughter they tried to make me believe I was. Mom. Lily calls. Come look at this. I walk over and see that Mrs. Chun has painted a surprisingly good butterfly on a denim jacket sleeve. That's beautiful, I say, meaning it. I'm making it for my granddaughter, Mrs. Chun explains. For her birthday. Lily's teaching me so I can do it myself. Lily beams with pride, and I see her healing in real time. She's taking something that was used to hurt her and transforming it into something that brings joy. That night after Mrs. Chun leaves, Lily and I sit on the back porch with hot chocolate. The fairy lights overhead cast soft shadows, and the air smells like autumn leaves. Mom, Lily says, I've been thinking about something. What's that? I want to start selling my painted jackets. Like actually selling them. Maybe online or at craft fairs. Really? She nods. Dr. Martinez says it might help other kids who've been through trauma. To see that something bad can turn into something good. And plus, I'm really good at it. She says this last part without arrogance. Just simple truth. You are really good at it, I agree. Let's look into it. Over the next few weeks, we set up an online shop. Lily photographs her work, writes descriptions, sets prices. I help with the business side, taxes, shipping, customer service protocols. Her first sale comes on a Tuesday afternoon. A custom jacket for a teenager in Oregon whose parents are divorcing. Lily reads the note that comes with the order. My daughter is going through a hard time. I want her to have something beautiful that reminds her she's loved. I can do that, Lily says, determination in her voice. She works on that jacket for 3 weeks. Pours her heart into it. When she ships it off, we get a response 2 weeks later. A photo of a smiling girl wearing the jacket, looking happy for the first time in months according to her mother. Orders start coming in steadily. 1 a week. Then 2. Then 5. Lily hires Mrs. Chun as her assistant, paying her from the profits. They work together in my garage-turned-studio, painting and laughing and building something that has nothing to do with my family's toxicity. 6 months after the online shop launches, a local news station reaches out. They want to do a story about the young artist turning trauma into triumph. Do you want to do it? I ask Lily. She thinks about it for a long time. Will I have to talk about Uncle Marcus? Probably. But you don't have to do it at all if you're not ready. She considers this, then nods. I want to. I want other kids to know they can survive bad things and still make beautiful things. The interview airs on a Thursday evening. Lily talks about the fire that burned the family that failed her. But she focuses mostly on the healing, on the art, on the business she's building at 13 years old. The reporter asks, "Do you have any contact with your uncle or grandparents now?" Lily's answer is simple. No. And I don't need to. I have people who really love me. That's enough. The segment ends with footage of Lily painting, her scarred arm moving confidently across denim, creating something beautiful from nothing. My phone explodes with messages afterward. Friends, coworkers, people I haven't talked to in years all saying the same thing. I had no idea. You're so strong. Lily is amazing. But there's one message that stands out. From Marcus. From prison. I watched your interview. I'm sorry for everything. I was a terrible uncle and an even worse person. I don't expect forgiveness. I just wanted you to know that seeing what Lily's become despite what I did, it's made me realize what I destroyed. I hope someday I can be half the person she already is. I show the message to Lily. She reads it, then hands the phone back. Do you want to respond? Do you want me to? She shakes her head. Some people don't get second chances, Mom. That's okay. We're doing fine without him. And she's right. We are doing fine. Better than fine, actually. 2 years after the fire. I'm sitting in a coffee shop when I see her. My mother. She's working behind the counter wearing a green apron. Hair grayer than I remember. She looks older. Tired. She doesn't see me at first, too focused on making drinks and taking orders. I could leave. Should leave probably. The restraining order expired 6 months ago, and neither of us filed for an extension. But I haven't seen her in 2 years and something makes me stay. When she finally looks up and our eyes meet, she freezes. For a long moment, neither of us moves. Then she sets down the coffee pot and walks over to my table. Slowly, like approaching a wild animal that might bolt. Elena, she says softly. Mom, can I sit? I gesture to the empty chair. My heart is pounding but my hands are steady. She sits, fidgeting with her apron. I saw Lily's interview, and the article in the paper about her business. She's doing well. She's beautiful. Talented. You've done an amazing job raising her. The compliment feels strange coming from her mouth. Foreign. Thank you. Elena, she starts again. I need you to know something. Not because I expect forgiveness. I don't. But because it's true. We were wrong. About everything. The way we treated you. The way we enabled Marcus. The way we failed Lily when she needed us most. I stay silent, letting her continue. Your father is in a therapy program. Court mandated, but he's actually engaging with it. He's dealing with his issues. And I've been in therapy too. Working through why I prioritized Marcus's feelings over everyone's safety. Why I took your money and lied about needing it. Why I thought keeping the family together mattered more than keeping Lily safe. Why did you? I ask. She's quiet for a long time. Because admitting Marcus was broken meant admitting I'd failed as a mother. Because accepting that we'd hurt you meant accepting that we were the villains. It was easier to blame you for overreacting than to face what we'd become. That's not good enough. I know. Tears stream down her face. I know it's not. Nothing I say will ever be good enough. But I wanted you to know that I see it now. I see what we did. What we took from you. How we damaged Lily. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I look at this woman who raised me. Who taught me to tie my shoes and read books and believe in family above all else. And I feel pity. Not love. Not forgiveness. Just pity for someone who destroyed her own family through selfishness and enabling. I appreciate you saying that, I tell her. But it doesn't change anything. You're not getting back into our lives. Lily doesn't ask about you anymore. She's happy. We both are. And I won't risk that happiness for anything. I understand. She wipes her eyes. Can I ask one thing? Just one. What? Can you tell Lily that her grandmother is proud of her? That I see how strong she is, how talented, how brave. And that I'm sorry I wasn't the grandmother she deserved. I consider this request. Consider whether delivering that message would help or hurt. I'll think about it, I say finally. I stand to leave and she stands too. Elena? For what it's worth, you were always the strong one. The smart one. The one who had her life together. We leaned on you because you let us, and that was wrong. You deserved better from us. Yes, I say simply. I did. I walk out of the coffee shop and don't look back. That night, I tell Lily about the encounter. She listens quietly, then asks, "Do you think she really changed?" Maybe. Probably. But it doesn't matter. We're not responsible for her healing journey. Only our own. Are you going to tell me what she said? About being proud. She said she's proud of you. That she sees how strong and talented you are. And that she's sorry she wasn't the grandmother you deserved. Lily processes this, then nods. Okay. Thanks for telling me. That's it. No tears. No anger. No desperate need for reconnection. Just acknowledgement and moving on. Because we've both learned the same lesson. Family isn't who you're born to. It's who shows up. Who protects you. Who celebrates your victories and holds you through your struggles. And by that definition, we have more family now than we ever did before. 3 years after the fire. Lily is 16 now, and her jacket business has grown beyond anything I imagined. She has a waiting list 3 months long. She's hired 2 other young artists to help with production. She's been featured in Teen Vogue and Business Insider. But more than that, she's happy. Really genuinely happy. We're sitting in her studio, the garage we renovated last year, when a package arrives. Overnight delivery. Fancy packaging. Lily opens it, and inside is a letter on thick, expensive stationery. "Mom, you need to read this." I take the letter and read. "Dear Lily, my name is Catherine Morrison. I'm the founder of Phoenix Rising Foundation, a nonprofit that supports young people who've experienced trauma. I saw your story and I was moved not just by what you survived, but by what you created afterward. I'd like to offer you a grant of $50,000 to expand your business and develop a program teaching art therapy to other trauma survivors. No strings attached. Just an investment in the beautiful work you're doing. Please contact me if you're interested." Lily and I stare at each other. $50,000, she whispers. $50,000. We call the number in the letter. It's legitimate. The grant is real. And it comes with an opportunity to develop curriculum to teach other young people that trauma doesn't define you, what you do with it does. 6 months later, Lily's program launches. Canvas of Healing brings together teenagers who've experienced abuse, neglect, or family violence. They learn to paint, to create, to transform their pain into art. I watch Lily teach a class of 12 kids, all between 13 and 17, all carrying scars both visible and invisible. Art won't fix what happened to you, she tells them, but it gives you a way to process it, a way to take control of your own story. You're not victims. You're survivors. And survivors create beautiful things. I see heads nodding, eyes lighting up, hands picking up brushes with newfound purpose. This is Lily's legacy. Not the burn. Not the trauma. That night, we're at home celebrating with Mrs. Chun and a few close friends. People who've become our chosen family over the past 3 years. My phone buzzes. A message from Marcus. I haven't heard from him in over a year. He got out of prison 6 months ago, moved to another state, started fresh. I saw the article about Lily's program. Elena, what she's doing is incredible. I know I have no right to say this, but I'm proud of who she's become. And I'm sorry for almost destroying that. I'm sorry for everything. I hope you're both happy. I show Lily the message. How do you feel about that? I ask. She thinks for a moment. I feel like he's finally growing up. But that doesn't mean he gets to be part of my success. He made his choices. We made ours. Do you want me to respond? If you want to. But I don't need to. I type a simple response. We are happy. I hope you've found peace too. But we've moved forward, and that path doesn't include you. I wish you well. Send. Block. Delete. And just like that, the last thread connecting us to that toxic family is severed. Later, I'm standing on the back porch watching Lily and Mrs. Chun work on a new jacket design when I realize something profound. I spent 39 years trying to earn love from people who saw me as an ATM. Trying to be enough for a family that would never appreciate me. Trying to hold together something that was fundamentally broken. And in 3 years of saying no, of setting boundaries, of choosing my daughter over dysfunction, I've built something stronger than I ever had before. A real family. A safe home. A life where love isn't transactional. The ATM closed 3 years ago, but the vault opened, and it's filled with things that matter. Lily's laughter. Mrs. Chen's wisdom. Friends who show up without expecting payment. Success we earned together. Healing that came from choosing ourselves. That night I update my journal. The one I've kept since the night of the fire. I write, 3 years ago I was an ATM. Today I'm free. Today we're both free. And that freedom is worth more than every dollar I ever gave away. The greatest gift I ever gave my daughter wasn't money. It was showing her that it's okay to walk away from people who hurt you. Even if they're family. Especially if they're family. Some fires destroy everything. But some fires burn away what was never real and leave behind something stronger. We are the phoenix. And we rose. If you're watching this, maybe you're in a similar situation. Maybe you have family members who take and never give back. Who make you feel guilty for having boundaries. Who tell you that family is forever, even when that family is toxic. Let me tell you something I wish someone had told me years ago. Family isn't a permission slip for abuse. Blood relation doesn't entitle anyone to your money, your peace, or your children's safety. You are not obligated to set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. For years, I thought being a good daughter meant sacrificing everything. Meant funding other people's lives while neglecting my own. Meant accepting treatment I would never tolerate from a stranger just because we shared DNA. But being a good daughter, being a good person, actually means protecting what matters. Teaching your children that love has boundaries. Showing them that self-respect isn't selfish. The hardest thing I ever did was close the ATM. Cut off my parents. Let my brother face consequences. Watch my family crumble. But it was also the most important thing I ever did. Because on the other side of that decision was freedom. Was healing. Was a daughter who learned that she doesn't have to accept mistreatment from anyone. Was a life built on respect instead of obligation. If you're in a situation where family is draining you, hurting you, or endangering your children, please hear this. It's okay to walk away. It's okay to say no. It's okay to protect yourself. It's okay to close the ATM. You are not the villain for having boundaries. You are not selfish for prioritizing safety. You are not cruel for refusing to fund your own abuse. Some relationships are worth fighting for. Others are worth fighting against. And knowing the difference isn't betrayal. It's wisdom. 3 years ago I lost a family. But I gained something better, peace. And if I could go back and do it all again, knowing everything I know now, I'd make the same choice in a heartbeat. Because my daughter is worth it. My sanity is worth it. My safety is worth it. And so are yours. Close the ATM. Save yourself. Build something better. You deserve a life that doesn't cost you everything.